What's up, you guys? Bryan Felder here with another episode of The Adventures of an Entrepreneur. Super excited for our guest today. You guys, this is going to be one of those dynamic conversations. Get your pens out, get your pads out, because if you really want to get some strategy, some success, and some balance of how to run a successful organization, and then also create balance with family, get ready. This is the ride we're about to go into. So, The Adventures of an Entrepreneur is all about helping people that either work for someone, or maybe they own their own business, or maybe they own multiple businesses and they just want to level up. Maybe they want to scale. So click like, subscribe, and here we go. So Johnathan Smith with Brush Arbor Homes, who is one of the premier custom home builders in the area here in DC, Maryland, Virginia. It's going to talk about a little bit about his story, but listen in because there's so many golden nuggets that we can take away, and we're just going to have a conversation. So let's rock.
Let's rock.
Let's rock. And you know what? It's even crazier because Johnathan, how long have we known each other?
It's got to be 15 years, right?
At least.
At least.
Every time you see me, you never say my first name. What do you call me?
Feld.
Feld. Like,
yeah.
I even have a tattoo on the back behind my lower lumbar. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have that. Jay, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Purcellville, actually Lincoln, but nobody's heard of Lincoln, so I say Purcellville. On a dirt road, about 7 minutes south of Purcellville.
It's funny. I've lived here all my life. I've never heard of Lincoln.
Don't sleep on it, though. Cute little Quaker town, farms. It's great.
Do they have logs, like Lincoln logs? Is that where Lincoln
logs
came from?
They do have a couple log houses right downtown. Believe it. Yep.
So when you grew up, so what high school did you go to?
Loudon Valley.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we date. Okay, let's go there.
Oh, yeah.
And so you've been here all your life. You never left. You never went and lived out elsewhere?
Harrisonburg for JMU, and then lived in Uganda, East Africa.
How long?
About 9 months.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew about the trips, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. And then lived in Central and South America for about a year. And then back here, basically back to Loudoun County.
But this is home. Loudoun County, Northern Virginia, this is home.
Yeah.
And so when you graduated from high school and did all this traveling and all this, how did you even start your business? I don't even know this story. What made you start? You were working for a builder.
Well, yeah, but that's when I was 27. So after I graduated JMU, I went to Africa. I had my teaching degree to teach social science.
I do remember this.
And hated it. Yeah, I could tell you some funny stories about my student teaching, but we don't have time.
Okay.
But then when I went to Uganda, the children were little angels because it's a privilege to get an education there, and they would still get whipped with a switch if they did anything wrong.
Ooh.
So I didn't, of course, do that, but I'm saying they were very well behaved, and I still didn't like teaching, so I knew that I wanted to do it. So when I got back from Africa, I answered an ad in the paper to be a financial advisor. So I got all my licenses, did that for about 4 or 5 years, and was kind of bored to tears, and I had to wear a suit and tie. So
you were a financial planner for 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
Series 6, 63?
6, 63, 65, yeah. And insurance and all that stuff.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So ended up leaving that to be I don't want to do this. I'm in a burnout job. I don't like it. I'm isolated. Where'd that take you?
Then went to South America for a year, Central America, and worked doing some work with our church, basically. We were going to Reston Bible Church and went with an organization that they paired us with, did some cool stuff there, learned Spanish on the fly because I took German in high school, which seemed smart at the time, but now, who uses it?
It doesn't happen.
I did ask directions in Germany once, but yes, learned Spanish. And so then when I came back, I knew I wanted to do something more working with my hands. So I started working for NV Homes.
And you were there how long?
NV was about 4 years, 5 years, something like that. And then
I thought you were there longer.
I had great timing in business, so I started 06, 07 as the market was plummeting.
It's great.
Yeah, but it worked out,
So what made you say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch my own business and let it be a construction custom home business? Like why build homes?
Well, I knew I liked building, but as opposed to working for a big company, I wanted to. The main thing was I had lived in third world countries for a while and been to others, and I wanted to be able to have the flexibility to go back to there, to help people there. Once you see some of that stuff, you can't ignore it. And some of the stuff that I saw was like, so I wanted the flexibility to be able to help. And just, the hours and
The freedom.
the freedom and the freedom to do my own thing. Yeah.
So a lot of people say, I'm going to leave my job because I want to start a business because I want to make a lot of money. A lot of people will go ahead and say, I'm burned out in my job. I don't like it. I want to do something more fun. Your purpose, your mission to be able to go into business for yourself, your mission was all about how to give back so you could help people. And you wanted to create a business that allowed you to get the freedom and flexibility to be able to have the time to be able to go overseas, go to third world countries, and be able to give back.
Yeah, and not be working crazy hours eventually. Obviously, when you start out, there's a time to do that.
For sure.
I have 4 kids now, so that was a big part of it. And just knowing that, yeah, I knew I'd have a lot more flexibility. Because going up in the ranks with a publicly traded company, you're just working more and more. And, yeah.
And that's okay for some.
It's okay.
Some people want it,
Yeah.
some people don't. For you, it wasn't your path.
It wasn't my path.
And more importantly, you picked construction because that's where your most recent experience. It wasn't like when you were 13, you loved building Legos or building whatever.
No, when I was 13, I was going to be a fullback for the Dallas Cowboys, and my physical abilities limited me there. So I found out about by age 16 that wasn't going to happen. Through a slow, painful process of humiliation. But so then I switched to construction.
So you've had some trial and error in your life,
exactly, yeah.
which we all do.
Yeah.
When you first launched your business, how did the name come? How did you come up with the name?
Good question. Brush Arbor is the farm I grew up on in Lincoln, Virginia. So when we moved out there, we lived in the slave quarters of a big kind of a state farm that was, I don't know, probably hundreds of acres. And so we lived in the old slave quarters, and they used to have church services there under the Brush Arbor. So that's how it got its name. But it was, so that's it, Brush Arbor. But I added the home construction because I thought a lot of people would think, oh, cool landscaping company name.
It's funny because anytime I've ever mentioned your company,
Yeah.
people are like, I've heard that they do like tree trimming.
Yeah.
They do a lot
Thanks.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm like, they're one of the best tree trimmers. I know. They're amazing.
Yes.
They also built some homes on the side, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So how many homes do you build today on average?
We build, I would say, 8 to 10. We had years where we do average 15 to 20, and now we're building typically bigger, more expensive homes and fewer volume.
So it's all about quality over quantity.
Of course.
And more
yes.
importantly, your custom homes, when you say bigger and more expensive, what range are we talking about? What kind of price range?
Like we have a couple for sale now in the 4.5 range, 4 to 5.
Okay.
And then we have a couple that we've started that will be hopefully in the 12 plus range.
And so you were able to identify a niche market, because in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, we do have that luxury market, but that is not a majority. How'd you know going into an industry that's so competitive and so like a fast pace, it's very cyclical. Like, how'd you know to be like, oh, I really want to go after the luxury market. This is the price point I want. Like, how do you identify that as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, to say, this is where I want to be? Or did it just happen random?
No, it was intentional, but you can decide you want to do that, but it takes time to get your product to where you can do it well. And people in that price point have high expectations. I saw a couple things in the market. One was spend more to make more. So people were more interested. They would pay up for the right lot in the right neighborhood. McLean is not just McLean, for instance. So that was a big thing. Well, a lot of people won't pay the extra, literally $1 million for the same size lot because of the neighborhood or the view, because their numbers don't work. Well,
Yeah.
I've never been somebody that just works backwards from numbers. It's obviously that's a thing. I don't ignore it, but the other thing, there is a glut. So if you're new in the market, if you have this idea to start a home building company, you're not starting at the top. You're starting, at the bottom or the middle with your spec property. So just a glut of builders. So obviously a lot fewer buyers in the higher price point, but exponentially fewer builders. So your competition's actually much higher in that middle range, I'll say.
But the greatest part for you is you created and found a blue ocean. There's a strategy. Are you familiar with blue ocean?
No.
So blue ocean is where if everyone's here in the red ocean, all the sharks are going after the same fish and everyone's attacking the same client or serving the same client or going after. If you can just move into an area where no one else is or very little competition, you've created this blue ocean.
Yes.
So it's this thought process where if everyone's going left, how do I go right?
Yeah.
Or if everyone's going north, how do I go south? Or like whatever that looks like. So you identify like, I don't want to play with everyone else. I want to play my own sandbox and have 1 or 2 or 3 competitors.
Yeah.
Because even though that market's a lot smaller for the consumer acquisition, it also gives you the ability to stand out and really refine your brand, et cetera.
Yeah.
So when growing your business, I think that's really key, and that's a good nugget right there. Identify who and where you want to play and who you want to serve. Because once you identify that, you can put all your resources, time, energy, everything, and now you're not competing with everyone else. You're in your own ocean.
True, but with the caveat that your product, you have to be able to scale to that product. So you could say, hey, I agree with Johnathan. I'm going to spend a lot more on a lot and try to play in that field. But if your product isn't there, you can sink your business, because we're talking about, $3 to $4 million teardowns just to start with before you even start the house. So you have to grow to that point, and most importantly, you have to have good employees. Like, not a chance I could do this by myself. And the stuff that people want in their houses, my house I built in 2006, same house, I'm good. But, I have no idea. So you have to listen to smart people, and you have to have really good employees that can execute to this level. And I'm fortunate that I do, but it takes a while to get there.
Yeah, but one thing that you've done, especially as a leader of your organization, you empower your people. So you have surrounded yourself with good quality staff, and you have empowered them to make decisions and help you serve the client at the deepest and highest level, to where you don't have to be as engaged. You can be, but you can literally step away and go on mission trips and do the things that you're really passionate about to be able to go ahead and allow the business to run. Yeah. So like the business doesn't run you, you run your business.
Most of the time, yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And there are definitely times where you got to be engaged and you're in it.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, Jay, how you built the practice. And how many employees do you have now?
With Brush Arbor, we have 15. So yeah, it took a while to get to that point. You have to have, like, a lot of my competitors that are just, I'd say, in the tier below us, good builders, have a lot of them build twice as many houses, 3 times as many houses, and they have 2 or 3 employees. And that works. It's great. Your payroll's low, you make more money, but it catches up with you, because people on those houses, every house has service. Hopefully not much, but every house is going to have follow-up service, warranty issues, and it's not that people expect it perfect, but when they pay that much, they want you to come fix something
Johnny
immediately and make sure you're taking care of it, even if they're out of warranty. Like, you really going to fight with somebody about, oh, you're out of warranty on this? No, if it's something we did wrong, we fix it.
It's interesting because in your contracts, you have warranty and warranty periods and times.
Yeah.
But you still go above and beyond and say, we're still going to take care of you because you're still a valued client to us.
Absolutely. And even if you don't believe in that per se, belief is a funny word, because belief is only what you do. It's not what you say.
Say it again. Ooh. Say it again.
It's not what you believe that counts. It's what you believe enough to do. Because a lot of people say they believe stuff, but it's actually good business. Like, are you really going to argue with somebody about sending out a punch-out guy for a day for $500 to fix something, somebody that spent $5 million on the house, You're going to argue with them about whether they're in warranty or not, even if it's something they did to break it. Like, that's the easiest way to win somebody, is just take care of it for them so they don't have to deal with it.
It's funny, as a realtor and running a real estate team, a lot of real estate agents are so scared after they help someone buy a house or sell a house that if the client calls within 30 or 60 days, that agent is very slow to respond. We love those calls. So like, we will call Johnny on the spot because that's an opportunity for us to be like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, there's an issue? Great. How can we help?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah.
And so it is interesting. That is all about that counterculture. And that's that mentality that you built in your organization that you've had. And something that I've always respected about you, Jay, is that you have built a practice based on your mindset and how you serve, because it's how you want to be served. And I think that's really, really powerful. I think what's even more powerful, though, and I think I want to make sure we get to it, is your nonprofit. Tell me about this. When someone buys or builds a home through you, what happens?
We have a bunch of partners around the world that I know personally, most of them, not all of them, but most of them I know them personally. And we send funding and sometimes go help to build a house for at least one family in need. So we, like the Bible says, to help widows, orphans, disabled people. And so we just try to do what the Bible says. It's not rocket science, and I think sometimes we overthink that or we make excuses, but that's what we try to do. And then we've gotten over the years into bigger projects that we're able to help with. Compassion International uses churches for care centers, so these kids can come in every day. So we built a church, but it's to partner with Compassion International, so kids can get helped every day. We've built a dormitory for trafficked kids that we were able to help get out of traffic situations, and there's nowhere to put them. Usually they go back to the street if you don't provide something for them. And a lot of times their parents, or even what they call the CPS in that country, is not good either.
What's the name of your program?
Buy One, Build One.
Buy One, Build One.
Yes, buyonebuildone.org. We've tried to get other builders. Like we will. A lot of people think that's a good idea and they would like to help in some way. So we have a way to do that, and we do have people that donate. But it hasn't. It's really just we want to do it either way. So we're going to do it no matter who helps. But it's the goal. The idea is to say, yeah, we can show you a family, and I know them personally. And I have people that can look and check with the family, and we can send you the story so that you can show it with your client, which is what we do. So we sell a house to a client. We say, look, we were able to build this house or this dormitory at the same time as your house, and you were able to help this family in need.
I mean, even though it's not what you intend, that is creating another blue ocean, because I don't know any other builder that says, hey, buy a house and build through us. And we'll also do that in a third world country.
Yeah, I think if I hadn't lived overseas, growing up in Loudoun County, which is now the richest county in the United States, it didn't feel like that growing up. It just felt like farmland, honestly. And but whatever, it is what it is. But my parents made me go to the Dominican Republic and help build a house when I was in high school, and that was life-changing for me because it kind of opens your eyes. And the biggest thing you learn is that givers gain. That, you do it for yourself. God tells you to do hard things or sacrificial things because it's best for you also. Not just because God doesn't need you, but he likes to partner with us on that stuff, and you find out, wow, this is helping me as much as it's helping them.
So it's interesting you say that. Where most people that I talk with that start their own business or run their own business, it comes down to profit and sales and living the good life. And all of that's important. And I'm one of them. Like, I want to live a good life, right? Your purpose, your mission about everything about Brush Arbor, about everything you do is all about this giver gains mentality where you want to help enough other people and serve enough other people. And the byproduct is that helps you or gives you fulfillment. But that is not your intention. Like, your intention is to serve, go above and beyond.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, I do stuff because I believe in it, but I've had that feeling and that experience of all that stuff. So if I hadn't experienced that, I don't know if I probably wouldn't do it.
But yet you do.
yeah. So anyway, it's fun. It's cool also because my dad had taught me a lot of biblical principles, but business principles and how well they line up.
I love it.
And even with our employees, like normally, like with NV Homes, for instance, they would say shit flows downhill. Okay, so that's how they ran it. It's like yeah, you're the grunt, so do this, and we use a servant leadership model, and I think that helps our employees, and it helps the guys that are actually doing the work. Like, you treat the guy cleaning out the Don's John the same way you treat your client, and that's just, and so I genuinely believe that the guys working on our houses care more,
Well,
because they know we care about them.
Well, and you create a culture where everyone believes in that. There's accountability. There's self-accountability. It's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun?
What do? I like to play golf. Not very good, but it's still
You
fun.
are a golfer for sure.
It's outside.
You love being outside.
It's not behind a desk. So I like golf. I like traveling. I just enjoy. So I do trips with our church, with a bunch of people from our church, and I enjoy. Honestly, it's just fun watching those people have that same experience I had in DR. Whatever it was, 30 years ago, more than that, 35 years ago, and just helping them to have that same experience and get more out of their own lives.
How old are the kids now?
We got 14, 18, 21, and 23. Yeah. So
That is.
I know.
Actually, how do you balance time with them as well? How do you balance, like, you got 4 kids, older, no one's younger anymore.
Yeah.
How do you balance out the time with them? The 23-year-old probably wants to be with his friends and like.
Actually, you know what? The golf is great because he loves golf now. He didn't really like it growing up.
It's a great opportunity.
He played football and basketball like I did, and I was the same way. I didn't really like golf, but now we play a ton of golf together, and we just have fun. Like, we played in a tournament the other day, and I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. He and I were joking about something,
awesome.
and so I'm a guy. Like, I like talking a little bit, but not much. And usually I've used all my words for the day, so like I like doing stuff with people. And it's easier with the boys. The girls, it's like, Hadley has gone on several trips with me, and she's kind of like me though. She doesn't talk a whole lot, but she just likes to work and get after it. And then, Milena, it's a variety of different stuff. She's been on trips, and so it's different with every kid.
I talk a lot, I feel like.
I think you do, yeah. Yeah.
I'm a guy though, just so you know.
I know. But my wife always asks me when I've had lunch with you. I've used up all my words for the day. I'm done.
I do all the
cooked.
talking.
I know.
Which is even greater.
Well, that's true. I can't listen anymore either.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say food because you like
Yeah.
good food. Like, I do know.
Yeah, I can eat.
And I'm a foodie for sure.
You are a foodie.
I always know when we're about to have lunch. If I know I'm having lunch with Johnathan Smith, don't eat for at least 24 hours because we're going to throw down.
But you've never taken me to a Ugandan restaurant.
You know what? That's on my bucket list.
Because there are none.
I was going to say,
because the
not
food
on
is
this
terrible.
Bucket list. Great. Awesome.
But yeah, so just check that off.
Jeff, you were to talk about a challenge in your business, either starting out or today or as you're growing it, what would you tell everyone that here's a challenge and this is how I overcame it? Like, what would be a nugget or something that you give to people?
Gosh, I mean, I've had a ton of them, but I think the biggest ones have come, like, I'm a handshake guy. I used to be pretty trusting. Like, hey, you look somebody in the eye, you shake their hands, you do what you say, you don't question it, and I've learned the hard way. There's a lot of lawyers in the D.C. area, and
Yes.
so I've just learned, even though my dad was a lawyer, he was an estate planning lawyer, but I've learned to have lawyers check more stuff and be more detailed with the writing of the contracts or the change orders or whatever, because if it's not in writing, it doesn't matter.
And I think that's good, especially as people are starting out in their business. Sometimes they get so excited about their business that they don't really do the due diligence and make sure that the legal side is taken care of.
Right.
So investing in that legal up front is
Yeah.
so important, and like making sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed.
Yeah.
And even when there is trusting and there's that honeymoon phase in
Yeah.
every business with a client that's right in the beginning, everyone's excited. There's so many cool things, and then just one little thing goes sideways.
Yeah.
And then it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. What do you love about your business? If you're going to say, I love my business because, what would it be?
I just like that it's different every day, and I like coming to work and having the friendships that I have with our employees, and I like that they'll go. We're going to Guatemala this year. We should have probably 20 people go.
That's awesome.
So they get a week off to do any mission, buy one, build one stuff or anything to serve other people. They don't have to take vacation, and it's just fun to be with people that are like-minded and enjoy that kind of stuff. So yeah, I like all that.
Jay, you are awesome. You're one of my dear friends, and I appreciate everything about you and how you run. And I am getting hungry, so we definitely need to get lunch on the books.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. You guys, how awesome was it to have Johnathan on the episode and just dropping some really cool nuggets? And when you go to Guatemala, bring back some coffee. I love Guatemalan coffee.
It's not Guatemalan.
Oh,
Guatemalan.
well, so that's why I've never had it before.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm learning. If you've ever had stock coffee,
Yeah. Just had some.
So, yeah, we
Stoke.
did. Stoke.
Yeah.
With Stoke coffee. I'm going to get that. I
Yeah.
keep saying stock. But, Jay, thank you so much. You know what? You're awesome. And I love it like a brother.
Thanks for having me.
Cool.